They cover thousands of miles every single year. They fly up to 60 miles per hour. They gather by the millions, and they're here right now. But how long will they stay? Hi, I'm here. Welcome back to this channel about a butterfly sanctuary in the Ozark Mountains of Arkansas. Please hit that subscribe button so you can join us every week for new videos. It's October, and that means every October, the Ozarks become a stopping point for hundreds of thousands of monarchs traveling through Arkansas on their way to Mexico. In today's video, we're going to look at the monarchs that come through our neck of the woods. But first, let's take a quick look at the life of the monarch. The monarch butterfly, or simply monarch Danaus plexippus, is a milkweed butterfly subfamily Danainae in the family Nymphaeae. Other common names, depending on region, include milkweed, common tiger, wanderer, and black-veined brown. It is among the most familiar of North American butterflies and an iconic pollinator, although it is not an especially effective pollinator of milkweed. The eastern North American monarch population is notable for its annual southward late summer-autumn instinctive migration from the northern and central United States and southern Canada to Florida and Mexico. During the fall migration, monarchs cover thousands of miles, with a corresponding multi-generational return north in spring. The western North American population of monarchs west of the Rocky Mountains often migrates to sites in Southern California, but have been found in overwintering Mexican sites as well. Non-migratory populations are found further south in the Americas and in parts of Europe, Oceania, and Southeast Asia. Like all Lepidoptera, monarchs undergo complete metamorphosis. Their life cycle has 4 phases: egg, larva, pupa, and adult. Monarchs transition from eggs to adults during warm summer temperatures in as little as 25 days, extending to as many as 7 weeks during cool spring conditions. During their development, both larvae and their milkweed hosts are vulnerable to weather extremes, predators, parasites, and diseases. Commonly, fewer than 10% of monarch eggs and caterpillars survive. Monarchs are well adapted to long-distance flight. They are swift and persistent flyers, capable of sustained flight at 60 miles per hour, enabling them to travel up to 100 miles in a day. They are also among the most long-lived of butterflies, with adults surviving 2 to 7 weeks. Adults feed primarily on flower nectar. Although they will consume one another's regurgitated stomach contents when cold weather approaches, they may also feed on tree and shrub sap and on overripe fruit. As adults, they can be opportunistic, feeding on a wide variety of plants, including weeds. Because they are generalist feeders, monarchs typically impact cultivated crops, except occasionally in very large numbers when they swarm and nectar on plants such as soybeans. In addition to being well adapted to long-distance flight, monarchs have several adaptations related to their toxic qualities. Milkweed consumption by larvae confers toxicity on adults, making them unpalatable and often killing birds that eat them. In areas where monarchs occur, birds typically learn to avoid them. Some birds, however, do eat them. Note the bird droppings below the monarch on this milkweed plant. Not sure what kind of bird it was, but it didn't appreciate the monarch's toxicity. Monarchs also produce a defensive pheromone that deters potential predators. Pheromones are species-specific, so each species of butterfly produces its own. This one is produced by the intersegmental pads on the abdomen of the caterpillar and continues to be produced by the adult butterfly. These chemicals are thought to be warning chemicals because they stink and taste bad. Caterpillars that exude these chemicals while they are small receive less predation pressure as they grow. And if you've ever tried eating a monarch caterpillar, you know that they taste terrible. When migrating, monarchs often fly during the day, enabling them to take advantage of thermals, rising columns of air that increase lift and enable soaring flight. This sustained flight allows them to conserve energy for the long journey. They typically fly between 60 and 65 miles per hour, but can achieve speeds of up to 85 miles per hour. Migrating monarchs fly 50 to 100 miles per day, traveling at night to avoid daytime predators and overheating. At night, they roost communally, huddling together for warmth and to conserve energy. Communal roosting conserves energy for individuals and enables monarchs to maintain a higher body temperature. When temperatures are low, the group maintains a higher average body temperature than nearby non-communal monarchs. They huddle in groups of 50 to 100, sometimes by the thousands, seeking warmth and protection from the elements and predators. Huddling behavior conserves energy and allows monarchs to maintain a higher body temperature when temperatures are low. Communal roosting is more likely when nights are cooler. On warm nights, monarchs often roost alone or in pairs. Roost sites can be on leaves, stems, or other sheltered structures. Hibernation is a form of dormancy that some insects use to endure winter conditions. Hibernating monarchs do not appear to be truly hibernating. They do not lower their metabolic rate or enter a state of inactivity like some hibernating animals. Rather, they enter a state of torpor, during which their metabolic rate is slightly reduced. Torpor is a lighter state of inactivity than hibernation. Hibernating monarchs periodically leave their overwintering sites to fly and feed and may move to new locations. Although their numbers may decline due to mortality, overwintering monarchs generally do not suffer significant losses during mild winters. During periods of warmer temperatures, monarchs may make several trips outside the colony to feed and may even move to a different roost site for the night. Cold weather keeps monarchs at the overwintering site, and warm weather causes them to disperse and search for food and more favorable microclimatic conditions. Monarchs typically remain in torpor during the day and become active at night, flying to feeding sites and returning to the colony before dawn. Fall migration begins when photoperiod and temperature conditions trigger monarchs to begin producing chemicals called pheromones that stimulate gonotrophic and neuroendocrine changes necessary for migration. Full-grown monarchs leave their summer habitat, forming large groups that travel together along migration corridors. Over several generations, they fly thousands of miles to reach their overwintering grounds. In the eastern population, fall migration begins in late August and September, in the northernmost parts of the breeding range and in southern New England. Migrating monarchs are on the wing for 4 to 6 weeks. Eastern population monarchs arrive at their overwintering sites in Mexico and in Florida between mid-October and early December. Spring migration begins with the emergence of males that initiate mating swarms in overwintering colonies. Males mate with females that have taken on extra nectar to provision themselves for egg laying. Females seek out milkweed as they prepare to lay eggs. Upon locating suitable milkweed, females lay clusters of 30 to 50 eggs. After completing their egg laying, females die. The spring generation of monarchs does not migrate. It remains in the overwintering area to breed and send out the next generation of migrants. Subsequent generations migrate northward until the breeding population reaches southern Canada and the northern United States by late July to early August. The breeding population in the northern part of the migratory range begins to produce migrants headed south. Fall migration begins again. Eastern monarchs typically overwinter in 2 areas, the coastal scrub forest of California and the mountainous forests of central Mexico. More than half of the eastern population overwinters in Mexico. Western monarchs typically overwinter in California, although some do go to Mexico. Eastern and western monarchs hybridized where their ranges meet, producing hybrid zones. Hybrids do not migrate. The 2022 fall migration is off to a good start. According to Journey North, monarchs are on time. That means that when they get here, the milkweed should still be blooming. We love seeing monarchs here at the sanctuary. We think you will, too. So we hope you'll come visit us this fall. We're open 7 days a week, 9 to 5. We hope to see you soon. Thank you for watching this episode. Please subscribe to the channel. And we'd love to have you hit that bell button so you'll be notified when we release a new video. Thank you. See you next time.
Digital magazine wonders of nature. Fascinating articles. Stunning photographs. Delivered in PDF format. Get them in the links of our channels. Purchasing digital magazines is a good way to stay informed.